in this class I am going to start the first question. Okay, we are going to solve the first simple question in this royalty account. Here, first method is when short working are to be recouped within fixed period. Okay, I told you that three types of recoupment is there. On that, first one I am going to solve you recoup within fixed period. Okay. Already I have sent the question to you, but I will once I will explain it. Bengal Coal Limited leased a colliery on 1st January 2008. On 1st January it has been given the lease at a minimum rent of 1,50,000. See, remember minimum rent. Minimum rent has been fixed, which is 1,50,000 rupees per year. Okay, merging into royalty at 1 rupees per ton. 1 rupees per ton means whatever may be the production which is in tons, for that year he have to pay for 1 ton 1 rupees. With a stipulation to recoup short working over the first 3 years. Here recoupment period is first 3 years with the beginning of the agreement. Okay. The output for the first 4 years of the lease was 8,000, 13,000, 21,000 and 18,000 tons respectively. Okay. Draft the necessary journal entries in the books of the company giving effect to the above. So here 1,50,000 is the minimum rent. Every year output is given and 1 rupees per ton they have to pay. And recoupment period is first 3 years and 4 years output is given. So this is the simple thing of this question. Okay. Okay. Let me solve it first. Here, this table which shows the amount payable to the landlord. This chart is called as analytical table or royalty chart. Here, first column is year, second column is output in tons for that year, and royalty at here in this question 1 rupees per ton. Next thing is short working. If in case short working is there, then short working for that year, or in case surplus is there, then surplus for that year. In case recoupment is done, then recoupment of that year. Short working which has been not recouped within the fixed period, and finally the amount payable to the landlord at the end of the year. Okay. Here 4 years output is given in this question, and the agreement started between from the beginning of 2008, and 4 years output has been given in 2011. First year output is 8,000. Second year output 13,000, and next year 21,000, which is given in the question. Next year 18,000. Okay. Now royalty at 1 rupees per ton. These are in tons. Remember, these are the outputs which is in tons. For 8,000, 1 rupee per ton means 8,000, right? So here royalty payable is 8,000, and here into 1, 13,000, 21,000 tons into 1 rupee, 21,000, and 18,000 into 1 rupee, 18,000 rupees. This is the royalty. Okay. Now remember, minimum rent they have fixed. I am going to write it here. Minimum rent which has been payable by the lessee to the lessor every year, whatever may be the output, which is 1,50,000. So short working means actually in this year you have got only 8,000 rupees. It may be 1,50,000. No, only 15,000. Okay, sorry. This is 15,000 which has been fixed in the agreement, but in first year you have got only 8,000 rupees. So short working is minimum rent which has to be paid. You should be paid every year 15,000, but actually you have got 8,000 rupees. So your short working is 7,000 15,000 in first year. So this is the minimum rent, this is the actual royalty. 15,000 minus 8,000, that is 7,000. So there is no surplus, because when there is short working, there is no surplus. And recoupment is also not possible, because here short working is there. Recoupment is possible when there is a surplus in the year. And short working not recouped is also nil, because they have given in the question that short working recoupment period is first 3 years. First 3 years, up to 3 years he is having in the agreement they have mentioned that first 3 years are available to recoup that short working. This is the first year, you have got 7,000 rupees as a short working. But here remember, paid to landlord, amount has to be paid to the landlord is the minimum rent, which is 15,000. Okay. And next year 13,000 is the output, which is in tons. 1 ton 1 rupee means again you are going to get 13,000 rupees. Here you have to pay minimum rent 15,000 rupees every year, but your income is 13,000 in this year. So again short working, which is of 3,000 rupees. And when short working, there is no surplus. When there is no surplus, there is no recoupment. And this is the second year. Up to third year, you can recoup your short working. So here also nil. But whatever may be the output, you have to pay the minimum rent, which is 15,000. Next year, see here, 21,000 rupees is the output. So for this 21,000, short working is there? No, because here is a surplus, which is more than the minimum rent, which is more than the 15,000. So there is no short workings. And surplus. Surplus is, see here, 21,000 minus minimum rent is 15,000. So you will get 6,000 rupees as a surplus. Okay, here you can recoup. Up to 3 years you can recoup. First 3 years you can recoup. So 6,000 here, total how much? 7,000 plus 3,000. So 9,000 rupees is the total short working is that. But here you can do one thing. See here, only 6,000 rupees is available. See here, 21,000 rupees is the output, 15,000 rupees is the minimum rent, 6,000 rupees is the surplus. So in this surplus you have to recoup old short workings in the third year. Up to third year, in the surplus you can recoup it here only, but here there is again it's short working. Here you will get the surplus. So I am going to do this 7,000 plus 2,000, total 9,000, but your available amount is only 6,000. You can recoup that 6,000 rupees. But this first 3 years are only allowed to recoup. So now in the 6,000, total 9,000 is the short working, but only 6,000 rupees is available. Short working not recouped is 3,000 rupees. And now here you are going to pay again 15,000 rupees to the landlord. And next thing is in 2011 there is no surplus, because surplus idru kuda you can't recoup because it's allowed only for first 3 years. Now 18,000 rupees is the output and there is no short working because which is more than the minimum rent, and surplus is 18,000 minus 15,000, that's equal to 3,000. So recoupment is also nil. Short working not recouped is also nil because it has been end up here for first 3 years, and next year, at the end of the year you are going to pay to landlord, that is 18,000 rupees. That's it. So again I will explain. 8,000 is the output. For 1 rupee per ton, 8,000. Minimum rent is 15,000 minus 8,000 that's equal to 7,000 rupees is the short working, and there is no surplus, no recoupment, no short working not recouped is also nil. You are going to pay the minimum rent to the landlord at the end of the year. Second year also same thing repeats. 13,000 which is less than the minimum rent. So again you are getting 15,000 minus 13,000, that's equal to 2,000 rupees as a short working. There is no surplus, no recoupment, and here also nil. Again you are going to pay 15,000 as a royalty for landlord. And next year where there is, you will get the surplus, that is 21,000 minus 15,000. When surplus is there, there is no short working. 21,000 minus 15,000, 6,000 rupees is the surplus amount you are having in your hand. So with this you can recoup the old short workings, but only short working is 9,000, you can recoup only 6,000 rupees here. Only first 3 years are allowed to recoup. So that's why these 3,000 will go to short working, not recoup. You can't recoup it ever. Okay, so you are going to pay minimum rent 15,000 rupees. And the last year 2011, 18,000 tons, 18,000 rupees, and there is no short working. Surplus is which is more than the minimum rent, so you will get 3,000 as a surplus, and there is no recoupment. Short working not recouped is also nil, and at the end you are going to pay 18,000 rupees to the landlord, which is more than the minimum rent. When you are getting more amount, you have to pay total amount to the landlord. That's it.